Come on, kids, get ready to warm up. Buckle up, ignite, take off, and touchdown. While you read, enjoy, and discover on your way to the literacy bound.
Did someone say, buckle up? Hello, my friends. I'm so excited that you decided to get on board with your friend, Captain Nella. I promise you that you are in for another amazing adventure on the literacy plane. So prepare to be amazed and have some fun. But first, let's recap what we did the last time. On our last show, we looked at the nice letter N. Do you remember letter N? Yes. We learned that letter N is the 14th letter of the alphabet. We also found out that letter N is considered a consonant. The sound that the letter N makes is, can you remember? You hear the sound in words like nest and nuts. Do you remember those words? Well, I'm sure you do. And I'm also sure that you spent some time to find some other words beginning with the letter N and the sound. Now today, we are moving on and we're going to be learning about our optimistic friend, letter O. Yes, letter O is our optimistic friend. Letter O is the 15th letter of the alphabet. There is something very special about letter O. Can you say? Letter O is special because it's a vowel. And because letter O is a vowel, we get two sounds from that letter. O makes a long sound like the name itself, which is O. And then we have O making the short sound, which is O, in some words that we will learn a little later. So let's now look at the long sound of O. We have O as in oats, O as in or, and O as in oval. Let's say those words again. O as in oats, O as in or, and O as in oval. And remember, we said there is also a short sound, which is O. We have O as in octopus. Do you know what an octopus is? Then we have O as in ox and O as in ostrich. Let's say those words again as you look at the pictures. Octopus, ox, and ostrich. So there you had our words with both the long sound of O and the short sound. Now I want you to practice as much as you can to make those two distinct sounds. Now it's time for us to spend some time and practice our writing skill. So grab your pencil and your book, or if you don't have that pencil, use a crayon. Some pupils like to use chalk if you have a little chalkboard to write on. So let's get right into the exercise. If you look carefully, you will notice that O is quite simple to write. When you're writing the letter O, it's as though you're drawing a circle, but be careful. So let's start practicing to write O in both uppercase and lowercase. But guess what? We'll start with the uppercase letter O. So look carefully at the steps and then you will take your turn to try and write letter O. You try now. Now it's time for you to try and write the lowercase o. Can you figure out what is different with the lowercase and the uppercase? Well, Yes, it's smaller than the uppercase O, but it's the same formation. So again, look carefully, follow the steps, and then you will take your turn to try writing the letter. Now it's your turn. Great job, everyone. Now that you have done that first try, it's quite fine for you to keep practicing and practicing. And remember, the uppercase is different from the lowercase. Basically, you look at the sides. Now that you have done your writing task, let me entertain you to your story. So guess what? It's that time, story time. So sit back, pay attention, and remember, even though you're being entertained by me reading the story, you're also paying attention because you have a task. So as I read the story and as you follow the story on the screen, you are going to be identifying words that begin with letter O. Yes, our optimistic friend, letter O. Let's see what our story is about. Otis the ox. Otis was an old ox. Otis had horns on his head. Otis had one tail. Otis had orange and brown fur. Otis had big hoofs. He lived outside on his own. He only ate plants. He walked over hills. He crossed a river once. He slept outside under the moon. So that was our story on Otis the ox. Now, have you ever seen an ox? Well, I have never seen an ox in real life. But if you look carefully at the picture I had earlier, an ox looks something quite like a bull, but they're not the same. All right, what did we learn about Otis from our story? We learned that like a bull, Otis had horns on his head. Otis also had one tail. But what about the color of Otis? This ox was orange and brown in color. Can you tell me what the body of the ox was covered with? Yes, if you were listening or you were following the story, you would see that the body is covered with fur. So that was our story on Otis the ox. Now that you've listened to the story and you were trying to identify the words that begin with letter O, let's see how well you did. We had Otis, owl, ox, one, orange, own, only, once, and outside. And you would realize that Otis kept repeating itself over and over. And it's quite fine if you underline that word more than once. Let's repeat the words once again. Otis, owl, ox, one, orange, own, only, once, and outside. Those were our words from the story beginning with optimistic letter O. Now that you've had those words, I'm sure that you can find other words beginning with letter O. So remember, look around your home, look even in a story that you would have read this week, and find some more words with letter O. Now that we've done some writing and we've had some fun listening to the story, we've found words that begin with letter O, it's time for you to go on your treasure hunt. Are you ready for your treasure hunt? Well, here I have your pictures And I want you to take your time and see if you could identify those that begin with letter O. Let's say the name of all the pictures first, and then you will have your chance. Headphone. Do you remember what the second picture is? Ostrich. That's a picture of an ostrich. Igloo. Orange. Octopus. Bottle. And ice cream. Let's say the names again. Headphone. Ostrich. Igloo. Orange. Octopus. Bottle, and ice cream. Now that you've named all the pictures, I want you to find your treasures beginning with optimistic letter O. So I'll give you a few seconds and then I'll check to see how well you did. Now it's time for us to see how well you did on the treasure hunt. Did you identify the ostrich? Well, if you did, you're absolutely correct. Ostrich begins with letter O. O-S-T-R-I-C-H, ostrich. O-S-T-R-I-C-H, ostrich. Did you identify the igloo? Well, I'm sure that you didn't, because you do not hear the sound O at the beginning, or you don't hear the sound O. What about the orange? Yes, orange. O-R-A-N-G-E, orange. O-R-A-N-G-E, orange. And then we have the octopus. Did you identify the octopus? Well, if you did, you're absolutely correct. Now let's spell octopus. O-C-T-O-P-U-S, octopus. Let's spell that again. O-C-T-O-P-U-S, octopus. Did you circle the bottle? Well, I'm sure you didn't identify the bottle because that's way out. You don't hear O, nor do you hear O. So bottle would not be one of the treasures you would find today. So there you had it, my friends. The ostrich, orange, and octopus are the treasures for our optimistic letter O's treasure hunt. Well, we've also gone through the sounds and the words that are connected to our optimistic letter O. Share with us at Guyana Learning Channel all that you would have learned about this letter today. And until we meet again, do stay tuned for all our other shows. From me, your friend, Captain Ella, I'm saying goodbye, and remember to read, because the more you read, the more you learn.